Hello students, in this video you will learn about the physical properties of metals and non-metals. So first physical property is physical state. All the metals are generally solid in state. Okay, their state are solid. So all the metals are generally solid at room temperature. Why? Because they have high melting point. But two exception cases are there, that is the mercury and gallium. So these two are the metals that are not solid, they are liquid at room temperature. Whereas non-metals exist in all the three states, that is solid, liquid and gas. So only one non-metal that is exists in a liquid state, that is the bromine. Some exist in solid and some in gaseous state. Okay, so those non-metals which are in solid state, that is the iodine, sulfur, carbon, phosphorus. Whereas some are in gaseous state, that is the hydrogen, chlorine, oxygen, nitrogen, etc. Second is malleability. So metals are generally malleable. Why malleable? Because when the metals are beaten, so they form a thin or fine sheet. So those who form the fine sheet, that means that they have malleable nature. So metals can, metals are generally malleable because they form a thin or fine sheet after when they beaten. But non-metals are not malleable because they do not form a thin or fine sheet. They are generally brittle. Brittle means the substance which can easily broken down. Okay, or after broken down they form a powder like. Okay, so non-metals are generally brittle. They do not form a thin or fine sheet. For example, iodine crystal. And metals are generally malleable. For example, gold and silver. Next is ductility. So metals are ductile in nature. They can be converted or drawn into the wires. For example, you know that about the copper cables. Okay, silver, gold, they are easily drawn into the wires. Okay, so metals are ductile in nature, whereas non-metals are not ductile. Okay, because they break on stretching. For example, carbon. Next is thermal conductivity and electrical conductivity. So metals are good conductor of heat. Thermal means heat. So metals are good conductor of heat. Okay, because they conduct heat and electricity. So that's why metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. Okay, so some examples are given. That is the silver. That is the best conductor of heat. Whereas lead is the poor conductor of, that is the poorest conductor of heat. Okay, and metals which is good conductor of electricity, that is the silver. Whereas non-metals that do not allow the electricity or heat to pass, so that's why they are bad conductor. For example, that is the phosphorus. Phosphorus is a non-metal which is bad conductor for heat, and the bad conductor, non-metals are bad conductor of electricity except the graphite and gas carbon. Okay, graphite and gas carbon are the exception case of the non-metal. They are not bad conductor of electricity. Okay, next we will come towards the luster. Next physical property is luster. Luster means shiny appearance. So metals are shiny in appearance. They are lustrous in nature. Okay, for example, gold. Okay, gold is what? Gold is shiny in appearance. Silver is shiny in appearance. So they are the metals which give the shiny nature. So the physical properties is what? That is they are lustrous. Whereas non-metals do not shine. So it means that they are not lustrous in nature. But the exception case is what? That is the iodine and graphite. These two are the non-metals which are shiny in appearance. Okay, next is about the hardness. So metals, we all know that they are hard because they have the resistance power against the cutting, scratching or grinding. So they are hard in nature, but some exception are there, that is the sodium, potassium, calcium, because they are easily cut with the help of knife. They are soft metal. Okay, so sodium, potassium, calcium, they are the soft metals, so they are easily cut with the help of knife. So these three are the exception case. Okay, and non-metals are generally soft, but the exception case is diamond. Diamond is hard non-metal, so this is one of the exception case. Okay, next is about the tensile strength. So metals are highly tensile, whereas the low tensile strength is of non-metals. Tensile strength means those who have resistance power against the pulling action. So metals having the high resistive power against the pulling action, it means that they are highly tensile, whereas non-metals do not have resistance power against the pulling. So it means that they are low, they have low tensile strength. Next, about the sonority, means which produces sound. So metals, we know that are sonorous, means they produce the sound. Your whether it was iron, tin, okay, gold, so they all are what? They all are sonorous in nature. They produce the sound. Okay, so metals are sonorous in nature, whereas non-metals are not sonorous. Okay, they are non-sonorous, means they do not produce the sound when struck. Okay, for example, sulfur, carbon. Okay, next about the melting and boiling point. So metals have high melting and high boiling point. For example, the highest melting point, which metal having the highest melting point? That is the tungsten. You all know that it is present in the electric bulb, that is the filament of that bulb. Okay, so tungsten have a high melting point. Okay, they are not easily melt, so that's why they have, the metals are highly high melting and boiling point, whereas non-metals have low melting and boiling point. Okay, now next property is electropositive nature and electronegative nature. Electropositive nature are the nature of metals. Okay, because electropositive means the property by which elements lose electrons easily, forming positive ions. So metals are what? Metals are easily donate their electron. They can easily lose their electron. Okay, and when they lose their electron, then they become stable. Okay, so when metals lose their electron, so they become stable. As you can see here, the example is given sodium. We know that sodium is what? Metal. Okay, its atomic number 11, and after minus 1 electron here written. So when they lose 1 electron, then what happened? Here electron is what? 11, and after losing the 1 electron, it become what? Positively charged. Plus 1 means plus sign means that they are donating the electron. Okay, so here they are donating the electron to the another element. Okay, so that's why here plus sign. So from 281, this is the electronic configuration of metal, sodium metal. Okay, and after losing the 1 electron, what happened? From this one, this is the one is what? That is the electron which when removed from the outermost valence shell, then what happened? It become from 281, it become 28. So here the positive charge will be on the sodium. So sodium becomes sodium ion, means sodium cation. Okay, after losing the 1 electron. And the non-metals have a electronegative nature, means non-metals can gain the electron for make themselves stable. Okay, so they make them stable how? By gaining the electrons. For example, chlorine atomic number is what? 17, electronic configuration is 287. Okay, so 7 is there, so they need 1 more electron. So here written what? Plus 1. So when they take 1 more electron, so its electronic configuration become 288. From 287 it become now 288. So here chlorine take actually the 1 electron, chlorine is taken from the any other element. So that's why here what? That is the negative charge on the chlorine. So from here chlorine become what? Chlorine anion. Okay, here chlorine after gaining the 1 electron, chlorine become what? Chlorine anion. Okay, this is the anion after gaining anion, and after donating it become cation. So metals have electropositive nature and non-metals have electronegative nature. Why electropositive nature? Because they lose their electron, or they you can say they can donate its electron, whereas the electronegative nature of the non-metals, because they gain the electron. Okay, so this is the nature of metals and non-metals. Okay.